Everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a very easy, very quick makeup tutorial, everyday makeup that is also using all products from the drugstore, so it's fairly cheap, and all the products I'm going to be using are also cruelty-free, so if that's very important for you, this is the video for you. So let's just get straight into it. First, I'm taking some concealer and putting this under my eyes and on some blemishes all over my face that I want to cover. During the everyday makeup, I don't use foundation because personally I feel like it's too heavy, and considering that all the rest of my makeup is super light, I don't feel like foundation is something I need. I usually start working from the center of my face, so my nose, around my nose, my chin, my forehead, and then my under eyes as well. The very first thing I do are under eyes, and then I move on to my cheeks because I have a lot of discoloration and hyperpigmentation on my cheeks. I kind of end up using my concealer as foundation because I apply it all over my face, but the layer is much thinner, and so it's much more breathable and much easier for the skin to kind of deal with. And genuinely, I think that for me personally, on the day-to-day basis, I don't need that super high foundation coverage. And I've also found that maybe it's the foundations that I get, but most of the time the concealer works just fine in covering everything I wanted to cover, but foundation just creates and emphasizes unnecessary texture and just layering that I don't want to be there. So now that I'm done with foundation, I do the next step, which for some people might sound strange, but the thing that I do is I do blush, because this is the only other cream product that I'm gonna use. All the other ones are powder products, and honestly, I do not want to use powder products, then use cream products on top of them. It doesn't look good. It's not the best way to go about it. So I'm just applying blush, and then I'm gonna move on to powder products. I cannot speak today. Sometimes using your fingers helps, which is what I'm gonna do now a bit. On camera, it actually looks a lot brighter than it does in real life. In real life, it looks completely fine. But fingers, what they do, they just basically warm up the cream product and make sure you have just a few extra seconds to blend it in before it sets completely. So now that we're done with blush, the next step would be powder. I've been using Essence powders for a while, and I would have to say that they are very good. And I have combination skin, so I just put powder all over my face. I know some people like to set only their T-zone and under eyes. I like to set my whole face. Now when we're done with the powder, I'm gonna use a bit of bronzer. I've been loving this Evelyn bronzer because in day-to-day makeup, I don't like doing separate contouring and bronzing. And this particular bronzer, the color of it is perfect to just do both simultaneously. I put it everywhere you would put a bronzer or a contour shade, which is basically my forehead, my cheekbones, my jawline, a bit on my chin. I always say this word so weirdly. A bit on my nose, and also any leftovers on my eyelids. So this is my face makeup pretty much done. The only step left is highlighter, but I do it at the very end. If you put the picture of me before and a picture of me now next to each other, you might not see massive difference, and that's exactly what I like, because what it does, it just kind of covers all the imperfections that I have and enhances all of the features that I also do have. I'm sorry, the way I'm talking in this video is bizarre. I just finished uni, so I'm still somewhere else. But yeah, now I'm gonna move on to brows, and I'm gonna bring you in slightly closer so that you can see what I'm doing. But also keep in mind that brows are a very personal feature on everyone. Some people fill them in more, some people fill them in less. And yeah, it's just very personal. First thing I do is I brush through my eyebrows. And to be honest, eyebrows for me are very different. Some days I fill them in more, some days I fill them in less. It all really depends on my mood. So I just go over my whole eyebrow in these kinds of strokes with an eyebrow pencil. And then when it comes to the beginning of my brow, I draw a little line like over here underneath, and then I blend it out with a spoolie, so it just kind of blends some color to the top, and that's all I do for the front of the eyebrow. And then I go over my eyebrows with a gel. Again, depending on my mood and what kind of look I'm going for, I either use a colored gel or a see-through gel, like a clear one. Today I'm just gonna use a colored one because it's what I have right next to me, so yeah. Now this is where I use some highlighter. You might not be able to see it very well in this lighting, but believe me, it's there, and this highlighter by NYX is actually very good, so it is very sparkly. This is where I would personally usually stop because I don't really like wearing mascara on a day-to-day basis, and if I need a quick makeup look to just do and run out of the door, this is what I would do. This is pretty much what I do actually every single day, truly. But if you do want some cruelty-free mascara recommendations, the first one would be NYX Worth the Hype. It's not really expensive compared to some other mascaras that I've seen. It is though on a slightly more expensive side, but it is really good and I do really like it. The next mascara I would recommend is Essence Lush Princess. It is a very good mascara. It's way cheaper, but it does the job great. I would say that if you have very oily skin, especially on your eyelids, I would maybe say be careful with this mascara. Try it out, but beware that if you have very oily eyelids, or if you have very oily eyelids or very long eyelashes, it might leave some, imprints on here after a couple of hours of wearing it, so be very careful about that. For your lips, you can either use a lipstick of your choice. I really like NYX Minimalism, or you could use a lip balm. I would recommend Pure Papa, those papaya ointments that you can get, which are like Australian and stuff. I think that they're very, very good. Yeah, this is the makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope you found some new cruelty-free makeup products to use in your routine. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!